Oh my God, this has got to be the most shocking secret we've ever heard on this show.
Hey, Annabelle, Louie, and Ruby. This secret probably will destroy my life and those closest to me.
Fuck.
Whoa.
I've not only had my heart broken, but I may have just shattered my best friend's life and tangled myself up in a huge mess. This secret involves my best friend, Paige, and her family, in particular, her dad, Chris. Paige and I have been inseparable since high school. Our friendship has only grown stronger over the years, and now at 28, we're practically sisters. Earlier this year, Paige got engaged to a long-term partner, and they're planning their wedding for 2025. Meanwhile, I've just come out of a major breakup with my high school boyfriend. We were together for what feels like forever, and let's be real, the first heartbreak always hits the hardest. Paige has been my rock through it all. I wouldn't be standing where I am today without her. She's been the ultimate shoulder to cry on, and because of that, her family feels like my family. Paige has been living at her family home, saving for a house and the wedding. After the breakup, she offered to let me stay with them while I got back on my feet. It's been really nice. I love her parents. They're young. They had Paige when they were 18, so there hasn't ever been a disconnect in our conversations and common interests. We all get along great.
I have a horrible feeling. Really
Since the
horrible.
beginning of this secret readout,
Literally.
Annabelle's face has just been like, what the fuck's happening now?
I'm thinking worst case scenario.
Totally.
But here's the thing. I think I might have gotten a little too close.
Oh, yep, there it is.
Yeah, there it is.
Paige's mum works shift work, and lately, with Paige and her partner looking at wedding venues interstate, it's just been me and her dad, Chris, at the house.
Yeah, we saw this coming.
Yeah.
A few months ago, Chris and I were home alone one evening. He cooked, not uncommon for him to do, and we shared a bottle of wine. Then another,
Oh my
and another, and things escalated. Chris began asking how things were going since my breakup. I opened up to him, and to my surprise, Chris shared his own feelings too. He opened up to me about his work-life balance and the impact this was having on his marriage. In recent years, he changed up his working routine so he could spend more time with his family and his wife. He mentioned it would often get tough when Paige's mum would be working night shifts too. We kept drinking and continued to get deep. By the end of the third bottle, he hugged me before heading off to bed. We shared a long embrace, which felt kind of good.
Oh God.
And I pulled back and kissed him.
Oh dear.
There it is.
He was shocked, but then he kissed me back.
Oh gosh.
I was so drunk, so I wasn't thinking clearly about who I was doing it with, but it felt so good to be wanted, and I think he felt the same. I actually feel anxious to read this next line. Oh my
no.
God.
Wait,
Don't look,
fucking
look.
dare.
Now here's where it gets complicated. I'm pregnant.
What?
3 months along, to be exact, and I haven't told a soul. The only person I've been with in the last 6 months is Paige's dad, Chris.
Wait, so they ended up obviously sleeping together?
Yeah.
Oh my God, this has got to be the most shocking secret we've ever heard on this show.
I know it sounds
Whoa,
crazy.
that's a big call, Annabelle. Oh my God.
Up there, sorry. Top 10.
Wow.
I know it sounds crazy, but I'm freaking out. I have no idea what to do next. How do I tell Paige that A, I'm pregnant, and B, the baby is her younger sibling? Chris and I haven't spoken about it since. I avoid being at home alone at the same time as him. We're civil when the rest of the family is around. And it was obviously a huge mistake. I think he regrets it too. Just so you know, I've never crushed on him before. Is he good looking? Yeah, of course. But I don't see him romantically in the slightest. It was one drunken mistake. I'm set to move out early next year with my cousin, but I don't know if I can wait that long. I'm already starting to show, and by then I'll be 6 months along. Paige would never speak to me again. I can't lose my best friend. She hates cheating, so she would probably never talk to her dad again either. And I'm worried Paige's mum would leave Chris too. How do I tell Chris at 43 that he's about to become a father again and risk ruining his marriage?
Oh, so he doesn't know.
No.
Not yet. Do I come clean and tell them the baby is Chris's, knowing it will blow up their family dynamic and my friendship with Paige? Or do I lie? Say it was a one-night stand with a mystery guy and leave everyone none the wiser. It eats me up alive having to lie to her. Annabelle and Louie, I need you to help me figure out this fucked up situation. What do I do, Kate?
I'm just a shushy out here just having fun.
We're just in a little vault.
I sat down with Chris and told him that I'm pregnant and that the baby is his. He went through all the stages of grief in front of my very eyes. He panicked, begged me not to tell his family, and seemed terrified of what this would do to him. In return, he offered me a large sum of money
Oh my God.
to keep the pregnancy a secret.
Whoa.
I was taken aback. I needed some time to think about this, and I know it sounds crazy and wrong, but I ultimately told him I would take the money. With everything going on right now, I simply can't afford to raise a baby alone. So I've accepted the offer and I plan to move out in a couple of weeks to stay with my cousin. The next day, I told Paige I was pregnant, but that I didn't know who the father was.
Oh my God. Okay.
I know. I told her it must have been from a random hookup I had when she was out of town. Because Paige was actually like out of town a little bit with her partner in the original Secret. Paige was shocked but excited for me. She knows how much I've always wanted to be a mum. So yeah, she can really never know the truth though.
Whoa.
So she's lied to Paige.
Yeah.
She's lied to Paige and Chris knows about this baby and that it's his.
This just feels like a ticking time bomb.
I know. To make things more complicated, Paige's mum is just as excited about the baby.
Oh, that's heartbreaking.
No, yeah, she's already bought baby clothes and
Oh, my goodness.
I actually
is
can't.
looking at a bassinet and has offered to let me stay with them, even suggesting turning their study into a nursery for me.
You're joking.
Nah.
Oh, that's a heartbreaking element.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness. I mean, the entire thing's kind of heartbreaking.
Yeah.
She insists I shouldn't be alone when I have the baby, especially since I don't have parental support. I don't know what to do. At the end of the day, Chris is the one who cheated on his family, so I don't think I should be the one to destroy what they have. I know what it's like to not have a family of my own, and I just can't do that to Paige. If Chris wants to be honest about his actions, that's on him. It takes two to tango, and I can't bear all the responsibility.
Totally.
But I can't hurt Paige's mum any more than I already have. Paige is an only child too, so this will be her parents' first grandchild. After all the bad luck I've had, I think they want to support me in any way they can. I need your help on what to do next, though. Do I leave with the money and risk hurting Paige's mum? Or do I stay and let her support me with the baby? I've wanted to write in for a while, and I finally feel ready to share my secret. It involves my sister Charlotte, who has completely betrayed my trust. Last year, I fell into a situationship with a guy we'll call Sam.
Woo!
Yay! I have a bad feeling, but yay!
He was the too immature to commit type, the love bomb type, the finance bro with the rich family type. Basically the worst type.
Oh, so I clapped too soon. Oh.
We tend to do that here.
Look, Sam's tall, funny, and so hot.
Redeeming quality.
Tall and hot.
We met at the gym, and I'll admit I was smitten. He swept me off my feet with all the right words. Meeting at the gym, though, had its complications because his ex also went there. And claimed that if I ever noticed them talking, it was because she was still obsessed with him. I ignored the warning signs at the time because I was wearing rose-coloured glasses.
I've worn those before, girl. Don't worry.
I've borrowed those once or twice from the store.
For a few months, things seemed great, but I wondered why he wouldn't make things official with me. It all came crashing down one afternoon when I was on a walk with my sister Charlotte and her friend Val. We got chatting, and she asked if I was seeing anyone. I told her about Sam, including his last name. Val froze and said, wait, my friend has been hooking up with Sam for the last 6 months. Val's friend was the crazy ex.
Oh my God.
Yeah. That Sam had so casually pointed out at the gym to me. I was completely heartbroken. It was one of those situationships that actually stung more than the end of a long-term relationship. I confronted Sam about it, but he denied it. I told him to get fucked and never speak to me again.
True. Love that.
A few weeks later, though, he reached out, apologized, and admitted he'd made a huge mistake and that he wanted to make it work. I never even considered going back there. Naturally, I, of course, shared all of this with my sister Charlotte, and she immediately got awkward and questioned whether I'd take him back. I said no, of course not, but her hesitation felt strange, so I pressed her on it. Turns out, Sam had been messaging my sister Charlotte the entire time too.
I fucking knew it.
No.
Wait, the entire time?
Yeah.
The entire time?
Of her situationship with Sam, yeah. She explained that it wasn't worth knowing because it would have only hurt me more. That was Charlotte's reasoning. Ultimately, I know I'm the winner because I'm not stuck with that pathetic excuse of a man. But I can't shake the thought of my sister keeping this from me. Now it's time to hear from his partner of 6 years, Michaela. Hey guys, I'm 29 years old and I've never been particularly maternal or had a strong desire to have children. My partner Joe and I had a conversation about this in the first few months of our relationship, and at the time, we seemed pretty aligned. 6 years in, and we haven't given the topic of babies a single thought until they started coming out of the woodwork in our everyday lives. It's not to say that I'm completely shut off. I like to think of myself as agnostic about parenthood. It's just not for me now, but I'm not stubborn enough to think that one day I may change my mind or that I'll be considering my biological clock. I've also had health concerns and scans in the past that may make it medically challenging for me to have kids. What if I do decide to have them, but I can't? All of this plays on my mind and is likely compounding my emotions. Joe seems ready and he won't stop bringing it up. His sister's pregnancy has really rocked the boat. He's so influenced by perceptions of where he should be in life and in particular where he thinks his parents want him to be. At the moment, I don't want children. I'm career driven, I love to travel and I really enjoy my life. Having a child seems low-key terrifying. Another important fact to note is that our relationship hasn't always been smooth sailing. A few years ago, Joe cheated on me with a co-worker of his. I know. A new girl who we won't name began at his workplace. We were so similar that he suggested we all hang out, which we did. She pursued him quite intensely, and I found out they had kissed at a work party when he dumbly left his WhatsApp open on my laptop. I cut off the friendship and let her know she had seriously disrespected me. When she tried overstepping again, Joe firmly squashed it and cut all contact outside of work. He even raised it with his boss, and they both left the company within a month. Although it was heartbreaking at the time, it strengthened us as it brought up many of his insecurities. It was an entire year of actively working on our relationship before I could even trust him again. I love Joe, but this baby talk is taking a mental toll on me. We're having this chat multiple times a week. It makes me feel quite unstable, as if there's an invisible ultimatum and pressure to know exactly what I want for the rest of my life. Second, or else I need to pack my bags and go. He's not said this or made an ultimatum, but there is a heaviness in the air, and that makes me worry that this is the case. If I flipped the question on its head and asked if I would have kids to keep our relationship, this would be a huge thing for me to consider, as there's so much at stake. Is it normal for me to bring a kid into the world under that pretense? I would love to spend the rest of my life with him, whatever that looks like. If it is make or break for him, I would be devastated. Of course, I could pick myself up and carry on with my life. I have a good career and a strong support group, but I do truly love him. If we did break up, I would need to make this a huge disclaimer for any other relationships moving forward, especially as I'm approaching 30, so that I don't ever experience this again. Michaela. My mother-in-law decided to host a lunch from hell to celebrate our wedding.
Lunch from hell? No, but I love lunch. Don't ruin lunch for me.
My husband and I got married last year. We chose to keep costs down and have a smaller wedding. Unfortunately, my mother-in-law wasn't happy. She couldn't cope with the fact that we didn't invite all of her friends, 25 of them.
Wait, all of the mother-in-law's friends?
Yeah.
25, social butterfly alert.
Okay, mother-in-law.
2 weeks out from our wedding, she announced she would host a lunch with them all to celebrate our special day. It was the most stressful and mortifying experience. I had previously only met 2 of the people she wanted to invite. I don't know, nor do I care about her friends, and they were all here to celebrate the love I share with my fiancé. ... Here are some of the top comments that were said to my face.
Oh, God. You know it's real shit when producer Rube starts going into list format?
Yes.
Yeah, I love list format.
You know it's also horrible when you're experiencing something and you feel compelled to write a list in the moment of like comments that people are saying to you.
Totally.
Truly.
Wait, your mother-in-law knows she's not the one getting married, right? How come I never hear from you?
Oh.
So these are all different things that she's heard.
Yeah, from different people. And the last one, you know you're not the only person who gets to be excited about this wedding. Oh, and it cost over $5,000. I'm still traumatized.
The lunch cost over $5,000.
Yeah.
Oh, that wasn't a comment. That was just a fact.
Sorry. Yeah.
No.
We're out of the list
No,
now.
I was like, oh, how did
Jesus.
they know that? That's crazy. $5,000.
Oh, yeah.